go. Okay, next tutorial. Today I'm meant to be dressed up as a zombie clown because why the fluff not? I just really like doing clown makeups and zombie makeup, so I thought seeing as spooky season is fast approaching, why not mesh the two together and yeah, Sprinkles, the clown. That's what I'm calling this dude, I don't know. So if you'd like to learn how to recreate this makeup for yourself, stay tuned. Okie dokie, so I bet you cannot guess what the first step of this makeup's going to be. Yes, I mean you would have seen at the start, so the guessing isn't really necessary. I'm going to put on a bald cap. Just a plain latex one. Yeah. So as per usual, I won't show you in this video how to apply a bald cap just to save a little bit of time up, but I will pop a link on the screen up there that will take you to one of my videos that I did in the past that teaches you how to do that. I'll also be blocking out both my eyebrows, so there'll be a follow-up link there that will show you how to do that as well. So I'm just going to go and block out my eyebrows, pop on a bald cap, and we'll go from there. So there we are. So once I applied my bald cap, I also went around the edge of it with about 3 layers of more liquid latex just to really blend off that seam. So then we can start talking about the prosthetic that I'm going to be using. So the piece that I'm going to be using is this fabulous half zombie prosthetic, which is made of foam latex. It looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? Probably a poor choice of word, but you know what I mean. It's going to be really fun to apply. I'm really looking forward to it. And I got this fantastic prosthetic from the wonderful mostlydead.com. I'll pop that link on the screen there. That link will also be in the description bar below. And as always, to apply foam latex prosthetics, I like to use an adhesive called Prosthetic. I do use it in most of my videos where I have to stick something really heavy down. By the way, I'm not like affiliated with them or anything. I wish I was, oh my goodness, but it's a good adhesive. You could use spirit gum, to be honest, but I find this holds a lot better, particularly if you're prone to like sweating or if you like move your face around a lot like I do. I like to express. That sounds gross. You know what I mean? So I'm going to take a small amount of the Pro Stick and a paper-based cotton bud, which a lot of people like to point out in my videos that in like other places in the world they call these Q-tips. And I'm going to dip that into the Pro Stick and apply that just in the centre of the prosthetic. In this case, it'll be the nose area. Then I can apply that to the corresponding area on top of my nose. Then I can let that dry for about 30 seconds or so, and I can press it down. The reason why I like to start in the middle is just because it makes it easier to line everything up. Then once that's stuck down, we can start working on applying everything else, going away, making sure everything is nicely lined up. In this case, the most important bit is going to be the cheek area, I think. So I think I'll start on the nose and then move upwards and then the bottom last, just because I think the edges are going to be most noticeable here. So we really want to try and get those as smooth as possible. So I'm going to go stick down my prosthetic and we'll go from there. So there we are. So when everything is nice and stuck down, we can take a brand new cotton bud and some more Pro Stick, dip the cotton bud in the Pro Stick and start applying that to all of these edges. Just make sure not to go back and forth. You just want to go in one direction away around all of these edges. Okie dokie, so when everything is sealed off, we can start on the next step, which is going to be colouring in all of our foundation. So that includes my neck, my face, the prosthetic, and my ears. So the base colour that I'm going to be going for is going to be a very sickly green kind of palette. And to do that, I'm going to be using some alcohol-activated colours. This particular palette is called Lighter Flesh Tones by Nils Materials. This is just one that matches my skin tone, but obviously there are plenty other tones available to suit yours. The main reason why I want to use this is just because there's a really nice green colour in there and I'm going to use that as our base. Generally when I'm doing a more realistic makeup, if that's the right word, I tend to start in with a lot of reds and then I start layering it up just to get a bit of warmth in there, but I don't think I'm going to use it this time. I think I'm going to base everything off of the green just to get that sickly tone in there. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to start off with the green, really apply that sporadically all over my face, ears and neck, and then go in and layer up some other different tones just to kind of get a uniform colour going. I like to use a dabbing motion just to make sure there's not like one block colour in any one area. And to use these colours you need 99% alcohol to activate activate the colours. You could use, say, watercolours for this makeup. I would stay away from cream-based products because creams and latex don't tend to mix. It starts to deteriorate. It's not a great thing. But you could absolutely use water like face paints if you wanted to. It just depends what kind of effect you're going for. So I'm going to start layering up these colours and we'll go from there. I'm just going to stop for 2 seconds because just before I finish off layering everything up, I'm just going to take another palette. This one is by American Horror Story, just because they've got this really dark kind of mossy tone in there. It's just a really nice dark green, and I'm just going to apply that around the eye area, going down the cheeks and the temples as well, just to make the face look a little bit more gaunt, and then I can layer up the rest of the colours over the top of that, just so it looks a little bit more translucent. So there we go. So it doesn't need to be perfect. This kind of a look, I mean, it's a clown zombie. It doesn't need to be flawless, does it? We just need a nice zombie-ish base. So now we can start working on the clown details. So I'm going to start with the eye area, and to do that I'm going to take a makeup pencil. This is a Kryolan face liner pencil in black, but you could use any makeup pencil as long as it leaves a mark. And I'm just going to use that to stencil on the shapes that I want. I think I'm going to go for a classic clown shape. So just 2 really high arched peaks. And then when I've got that all stenciled out, we can start colouring it in. I'm then going to take a white face paint, this one's by Superstar, and I'm just going to colour in this inside area here. We don't have to worry about it being blended out because at this point, the messier, the better. So I'm just going to have the white kind of just fall off here. I'm then just going to take a black face paint, also by Superstar, and I'm just going to thicken up this archway. Okay, so again, don't worry about it being too neat or symmetrical or anything like that because we're about to make it even more messy. So as if this character was a clown at one point, become a zombie, and it's been a long time since. So I'm going to weather this up quite a bit, and to do that I'm going to take a cloth which I've already dipped in water, and I'm just going to dab that around really sporadically the eye makeup. This step is actually one of the main reasons why I used alcohol activated colours for the foundation, because it doesn't get removed by water, so by doing this it'll expose the fake skin underneath. Okay, so hopefully you can see what I mean. It looks nice and weathered. And that exact method of weathering is what I'm going to do to the rest of the clown makeup as well. So to finish the eye area off, I'm just going to take the same black watercolour by Superstar and draw 2 really sharp triangle points just in the middle of the eyebrows. I'm then going to take the tissue and weather them up as well. So then I'm going to take a new brush and the same black watercolour from before, and I'm going to colour my eyelids and just underneath my eyes. And then I'm just going to weather it like I did on top. Now we can start working on the mouth. So I'm going to take the same makeup pencil from before and I'm going to draw on a really large clowny mouth. Then I can take the same black face paint from before and thicken up the outline. But again, do not make this neat because we're going to be weathering it up afterwards. Then I can take the same white face paint from before and draw another line just on the inside of this mouth shape. I can then colour the middle area in the black face paint. And after that, we can weather it all up. Okay, so messy, but creepy. That's a whole other aesthetic, isn't it? So this next step is completely optional, but I think it will help add a lot of character to the look, and that is to take an angle brush and the black watercolour and just draw on a few wrinkle lines, like some crow's feet and some forehead wrinkles. So I'm just going to take off most of the colour and just scrunch my eyes up and then draw a line going down, away and up. So just taper the colour away with your finger and it will just make the whole thing look a lot more sinister, I think. So next we can finally start working on the teeth. So I'm going to take the same white face paint from before and just colour in all of these little teethies. There's that word again. Then I'm just going to take a tiny bit of the black face paint by Superstar again on a really sharp angle brush, and I'm just going to score between each tooth just to really define them. Okay, so I also painted my lips black as well with the same face paint. So then I'm going to take my Kryolan Bruise wheel and I'm going to take the bright red from that palette and I'm going to colour in all of this gorgeous exposed gum line. Again, gorgeous, probably poor choice of words, but you know what I mean. Then once I've got a nice base coat down, I'm going to take a red face paint, also by Superstar, and go over the entire area. Then just to add a bit of depth, I'm going to add the black face paint just in the bottom of the gum line here and then taper that upwards. Then, just to give everything a bit of shine, I'm going to take some Grimas fake blood, this is their film blood in B, and I'm just going to apply that really, really lightly just to the areas where I applied the red. I can then take a sponge and just stipple that around the edges. There. Isn't that pretty? So finally for the makeup, I'm just going to apply some more of that black watercolour underneath my eyes really heavily, spray it with water and then really messy it out so it just kind of trickles down. It just makes it look really, really ominous and messy. So then the absolute final step would be the nose area. So initially my plan was, because of the bulbous nose, I was going to paint the nose red and then make it weathered and blended out and kind of smeared across the face. But the problem is there's so much red in this general area here, I think it would just detract from that and I don't think it would be apparent that it is a clown nose. So you could, in theory, just leave it as is. I think this says clown. However, me being me, more is more. Gotta be a bit extra. So I very quickly made this. So this is just a polystyrene ball that I've hollowed out and quickly painted red. I'm going to make it a little bit darker when I pop it on, but for now, I'm just going to push that on there and boop. Yeah, I think that sells the look. I'm just going to stick this down properly with some spirit gum and then I'm just going to colour it with a few different reds and blacks just to make it look a little bit more rustic to be in keeping with the makeup. But as I said, this is completely optional. So yeah, one red nose. I just think it helped completes the look. So then, all that's left for me to do is to pop in some contact lenses, pop on a costume, and we'll see what everything looks like. And there we go. That's my look, officially complete. So I finished the look off by, as I said before, popping in 2 Scalera contact lenses. I also popped on a clown costume, which did come with a hat, but to be perfectly honest, I think it looks better without. I think adding too many elements might detract from like the simplicity of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now I just need to figure out what to call this guy. Sprinkles. Oh, doesn't he look like a Sprinkles? Sprinkles the clown. And yeah, Fluffies, so thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye Fluffies!